What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Deep South Fishing. We have a very exciting one today. I know I hadn't been posting a whole lot of videos, but there's a very good reason for it, so come with us and find out. So the reason I haven't been posting a whole lot of videos lately is because we got a new boat, y'all. A Bass Cat Pantera Classic. Gorgeous boat. Bought it over there in Lufkin, Texas from my good friends over at Ross Motorsports. If y'all are looking for a boat, go ahead and check them out. Man, they gave me a great deal on it, and they were very helpful and did everything I could ever ask for. So let's go ahead and dive into it. We're gonna start from the very front of the boat and work our way to the back, and let's see how we have this thing rigged out. So as y'all guys can see, we have a Garmin trolling motor. We'll talk about that here more in a little bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and give y'all an overview of the boat. It's black, purple with white, gorgeous, sitting on a tandem axle. Dual power poles, 200 Pro XS 4-stroke, dual 9-inch graphs, Garmin's 9-inch in the front, 9-inch in the console. Lots of space in this thing, y'all. So much space. Console there in the center. So now that we're in the front of the boat, I just want to go ahead and talk about this Garmin trolling motor here for a little bit. Man, I came from an Alltrex, and god dog, man, this thing is totally different. It's so much more quiet. Feels like it has a whole lot more power. It stays in spot lock a whole lot better than the Alltrex. I find it's a lot quieter, cuts through grass way better. Man, it really is a great trolling motor so far. My only complaint with it might be that the spot lock button here is a little small, but you know, just like anything, you get used to it. Like I said, we have a 9-inch Garmin Eco Map. Loving these units, you know, so far, coming from a Lowrance. The side imaging on this thing is unbelievable. I have no complaints so far. Super easy to use, sitting on a balls out mount right here, as you can see. That mount is rock solid. I've been in rough water and hadn't even had the thing move at all. So yeah, it's been wonderful. So one thing I did do as an add-on was add the power poles, like I said. I went ahead and put the stomp buttons here on the front just to make it easy to put the blades down whenever you know, you catch a fish or you want to anchor from the front of the boat. Those have been super helpful. Also find that the lanyard that you wear with the key fob has been very helpful also. Definitely like having those here in the boat. As far as storage, man, we have a really big rod box here. As you can see, I have a few rods already in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rods with a spinning rod in there, it looks like. Man, you got a whole lot of room. I think at one point I had 18 rods in there with still plenty more room to go. I feel confident that I could probably put 20, maybe even 24 rods in there. The center rod, or center storage compartment, man, look at all the tackle I have in there. You know, I got bags and spinnerbait boxes. These bags are super big, you know. I like keeping all my stuff organized as best as I can. That way I can find what I need whenever I need it. So this is where I keep all my plastics at, right in the center. There's also a place where you can keep some of the rods. I just elected not to do that, just so it's easier for me to get to my tackle, you know. There's a total of 4 storage boxes here on the front deck of the boat. I'm gonna go ahead and get over here to this other side. In this box here, I keep life jackets, keep some helmets, you know, really big compartment, very deep. You know, no issues here. Keep the helmets in there just in case you get into some bugs or rain or, you know, something of that sort. Keep them bugs off of you. And this compartment here is another storage compartment here. I keep all my boxes and just a miscellaneous bag of baits that I always find myself using. Plenty of room here to put just about anything you'd want to put in here, as far as boxes or baits and that sorts of thing. So moving on down into the bottom of the boat down here, you have a step down, which is an ice chest. I really like having this in the boat. Keep all your drinks and everything. It seems to hold ice pretty good. You know, as best as you can ask for, really. You got a place here for your co-boater to have 5 rods with a little strap here that holds them nice and tight. No complaints there. Seats seem to be very comfortable. Console, 2 cup holders. Good bit of room to, you know, store some baits and whatever else, your wallet, phone, that sorts of thing. That's what we normally keep in there. So here's the Garmin EcoMap 9.3 SV, I think is what they call it. So far it's been a really good unit. I really like these covers they put on them. They do stay on, unlike the Lowrance covers. But yeah, man, I mean, the unit shows your speed, your direction. It can track how far of a run you make. It's capable of a whole lot of stuff, and I'm just starting to figure it all out. But I'm very impressed with the Garmin's. I'm very happy that I went with the Garmin's instead of the Lowrance. I feel like they're a little bit ahead of Lowrance as far as just being a good unit to have on the water with you, and being able to, you know, traverse all the bayous and keeping good navigation while you're on the water is definitely key, and it helps you keep safe. So definitely feel like the investment was well worth it there. Moving on over to the other side here, you got a trim gauge, your fuel gauge, which your fuel gauge seems to read pretty true on this boat from what I can tell. Water pressure gauge, RPM gauge, your power pole, key fob right here, which is very nice, you know, to have, to be able to anchor the boat down right here. You can change how fast the power poles deploy, whether you want one, both, or the other to deploy from here. Of course, you got the beautiful Basscat steering wheel, 5-point steering wheel. Love the steering wheel. Helps you keep very steady in the hand whenever you're running. And I really do like it. The console and everything is very comfortable, and this boat is a joy to drive. But moving on right here, you got your aerator, recirculation, your lights, on, nav, you know, whichever, if you want the white light on or just the red and green lights in the front there on, automatic bilge, a horn, and yeah, man, I mean, everything seems pretty simple here at the helm, which I definitely like. I don't like everything being so cluttered, and I like the switches. Everything is illuminated here. Makes it very easy, you know, on a tournament morning or just an early morning to see what you got going on the console here. And I really do like that. I like the simplicity, and everything works. Everything works very well. Hadn't had one issue with anything from this boat coming off the factory, so that's very impressive. So one more thing before we leave the console here, we do have the hot foot. Coming from a boat that didn't have the hot foot, definitely like having the hot foot, especially with this much horsepower and a boat that runs this fast. Definitely nice to have, especially whenever you get up in the, you know, the 50s and 60s. It's really nice to have that control and be able to lay off of it. And another thing that's really nice to have is this trim right here, you know, versus having to use the trim right here, like my old boat. The steering trim here, man, that's really nice to be able to bump your trim down or bump it up just a hair whenever you're running. You're getting, you know, maybe you have a little chime walk going on or something like that. You can just let off the hot foot just a little and tap down, and man, this thing will just run straight as an arrow, and smooth as glass. So moving on to the back of the boat, and what Basscat is probably most notable for is their live wells and how deep they are. These are some DD26 call tags, man, and these things, they go all the way to the bottom, and they're absolutely massive. Pump in, pump out system. That's how you pump in, that's how you pump out. Very simple, you know. Again, this is a Pantera Classic. It's not their fanciest model boat, which wasn't what we were going for. We just wanted something that was very functional and easy to use, and this boat is delivered exactly that. Divided live well. You're able to take out the live well with just a couple screws in here if you were to choose to do so. And man, I don't know if you can see it, but I got my whole forearm in here, and they are deep live wells. They really circulate really well. One thing I do want to say about the Classic that I was sort of disappointed about, that I didn't know ahead of time, was that there is no live well valve. So in order for the water to stay in the live well while you're running, you actually have to put a small plug in this hole right here, and it's right here actually, and you got to put the plug in the hole there and then cap the plug off, and that'll keep any water from coming in or out of the boat while you're running. Hadn't had an issue with that, but I just thought, you know, for what these boats cost, maybe they should have put a valve in, you know, in the boat, probably right over here where you typically would see a standard live well valve at. I thought that was kind of odd. That's something I wasn't really aware of whenever I bought the boat, but it's something to think about. Maybe it's something that we might, you know, can add in the future. So moving back on to the back of the boat over here, you can see we got two large storage compartments in either side here. Man, I keep everything in this one, like a throw cushion, a weigh bag, just a scale, some sunscreen, spare life jackets. I mean, this thing is large, y'all. I don't know the exact dimensions of it, but man, it's plenty big enough to store all sorts of stuff. You could put boxes of baits or whatever else you might need. The boat has Perco switches all the way through it, you know, lockers, so that's nice to have. You can see I keep this one sort of empty for anyone who might be fishing with me. They can put their tackle in here, and I keep a call beam, some G-juice, spare rope, you know, just some scents and that sorts of stuff, you know, in there, but nothing real crazy. I like for my people to have a little room whenever they're in the boat to keep everything kind of clear in the deck and out of everybody. So we're going to continue on. The boat does come with a ladder. Here's your gas cap right here. One thing I did notice was this is the pump out right here, and with the power poles, it is hard to use this to pump the water out into a weigh bag because you have a power pole right there. The water just kind of hits the power pole and it falls down. I think that, you know, maybe we could have put the pump out somewhere different. You know, typically you see it right here on a boat. I don't know why they went right here. I mean, it does look very nice, just as far as functionally. I don't think that it was put in the best place, but I'm not gonna knock them too hard for that. You know, not everybody with a boat wants power poles, you know. So anyways, here's your gas cap. The Merc Pro XS200 V8, and that thing is an absolute monster, man. I love that motor so much. Running a 23 pitch Fury on it. Got the Power Pole Pro 2 Series anchors. I did go ahead and put a light on top of the power poles, just so I don't have to stab a nav light every time I wanted to turn my nav lights on. So that's very nice to have, very handy to have. If you're gonna do power poles, I recommend this. I think it was about a $200 part that you can put in and wire into your nav lights. Very functional, very easy fix to like a tournament morning or something like that. You're not fumbling around looking for your light, stabbing your light, or having to take it down and go underneath a bridge and that sort of thing. It's just very handy to have. Moving on back to the back compartment. This is a very big compartment. You can see there's your gas tank right there. You got the power pole pumps right here, and starting battery right there. And I got two 24 volt system over here on this side for the trolling motor. Everything back here seems pretty clean. Looks like the fit and finish was done well. I don't have any complaints. This back hatch right here does come out. It's on a sliding latch, so you can just slide it out of here. Matter of fact, the guys over at LA Boatworks, whenever they put in the power poles, that's exactly what they did, and they said it was a very, very neat feature to have in a boat. Made it very easy for them to get in there, get in those tight spaces, and install the pumps for us. So this boat actually came with a manual jack plate. I did debate whether I wanted the manual jack plate or the hydraulic jack plate. Of course, the hydraulic jack plate would have been more, and I wasn't sure if I actually needed it or not, so we just decided to go ahead and do the manual. And I decided that maybe in the future, if I ever wanted to, I can just go ahead and add the hydraulic jack plate, you know, in the future if ever I needed to. But for now, I'm happy with my choice of just doing the manual jack plate. It seems to be working just fine. I had no complaints, no issues. Boat performance is good without. So yeah, that's that. And we also have the DD26 transom saver right here. That is another thing that's very nice to have with the steering chocks right here. Helps keep this motor, you know, dead solid on the road, and definitely don't want that thing wiggling around whenever you're running on the highway doing 65, 70 miles an hour. Here's the Fury 23 pitch. So far, the fastest I was able to run this boat has been 69 miles an hour. The boat does have some chime walk, you know, whenever you get up to 64, 65 miles an hour, and you do have to drive through that to be able to get a little bit faster. I do feel 69 miles an hour was not the fastest this boat's capable of running. And I do anticipate I should be able to run it, you know, low 70s, but I just hadn't got there yet. Still learning how to drive the boat. Boat's still new, you know. But so far, man, I mean, the thing is a rocket ship. It jumps out the hole super quick. Ride's super good. Yesterday we had it in a 2-foot side seat chop, and we was running 55 miles an hour across Lake Verret, and didn't have any issues at all, man. What a great riding boat. So yeah, guys, here's the new rig. Let us know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment, ask questions, whatever y'all decide. We're real excited to have it. It's been a great boat so far. We just got through the break-in period, and man, we're really enjoying this thing so far, and can't wait to see y'all out there on the water.